We are now live on Twitch. Twitchy, Twitch, Twitch, and feedback. So we're live. Red Sox take on the Rays tonight, everyone. It's a little abbreviated my own pre-game show presented by me, MikeAntonellis. If you don't know me, I'm a 29-year veteran. I can't believe it. I've been in professional baseball for 29 years. Um, Ashley, you wanna come on as a guest? No, you don't. I currently work for the Worcester Red Sox. But I've been in the Red Sox system since '05. So for 29 years, I've been doing that. I'm a podcaster. I have a podcast called it's just YouTube, which is video. It's through a company called FanArch, and it's called Red Sox Now. So, like, anytime you play it, it's on now. That's the whole thing. And, I'm a gamer. I play MLB The Show religiously. I'll put some of my stuff on there on social. And I've done background acting. I've been in 4 movies and 1 episode of Law& and Order. The episode of Law& and Order, which is in New York, I went the Monday after the Super Bowl. I left here in Grafton, I left at about, I think, 4 AM, and it still took me, like, over 4 hours to get there, and I worked a 12-hour day and drove back that night. It was crazy, but, it was amazing. So those are my things. I love this, information superhighway, as they call it, that we can reach and, reach so many people. So, with it being on TikTok and Twitch, we don't have to just talk Red Sox, but that's my thing. I work for a Red Sox affiliate, and they take on the Rays at 7:10. Walker Buehler has, really struggled in his last 37 starts going back to 2022. He's working with his mechanics. He's kinda his arm slot's a little bit different, so he goes tonight against Paige Bradley. The Rays are good, 50-43. The Sox are 49-45. I think this is gonna be a great series. I really do. I'm looking forward to this. I like that the Red Sox have a gauntlet. I mean, they might not agree with me, but I don't know. Players wanna play great teams, and I know people this is what happens in the world of Red Sox nation. They're all, "Oh, we just beat nobody." It's listen, I don't agree with that because in the other sports, it's completely different. In baseball, a bad team like the Nationals have a guy named Mackenzie Gore. If he had pitched in that series against the Red Sox and done well and they won it, it would be tough to be mad because he's really good. So in baseball, it's different because you can face a good pitcher. Now, the Rockies don't have any, but still, it's not that easy. And they scored a ton of runs. Their lowest run total over that 6-game little run there was 6. They scored double digits 5 of the 6. And, hey, the Dodgers went 3-3 against the Nationals this year. So, like, let's there was remember that stretch before where the Red Sox, I think, had struggled? They played the Yankees twice. People flipped out. What'd they do? They won 2 of 3 in New York. They won 2 of 3 in Boston. They took 2 of 3 from Tampa. They took 2 of 3 from Seattle. That was the stretch after things were not good. And look at how this 16-game stretch right before the All-Star break, with 13 being at home, you lost 2 of 3 to Toronto, then you took 2 of 3 from Cincinnati, coulda swept that series, and you've been really good since. 21-11 the last 31 games, 3rd best record in the big leagues. This is a good Tampa Bay hitting team. We don't talk about that. I think the baseball nut jobs like myself that follow know that they're really good. Yandy Diaz has had an unbelievable year. He's gonna lead off, but Diaz, Aranda, Caminero, Josh Lowe. You know how to remember there's Low and Lau. You go J-Lo. That helps you remember Josh Lowe. That's what the, Andy Freed, the voice of the Rays, said. That's how they remember it, J-Lo. so they know it's low, and then Brandon Lau, I forget how they trick their mind to remembering that, but anyways, good lineup. Kim, who's been good for them, Chandler Simpson, who can fly, Christopher Morel, who they got from the Cubs, that's a classic Rays move. Matt Thaiss, who he was with the Angels, I believe. Taylor Walls rounds out their order. They can hit. Bradley's been up and down. He's on the mound tonight for the Rays. He has a lot of strikeouts. Red Sox lineup, Duran has been hot. Roman Anthony, same. Toro hitting third. Narvaez, cleanup. Abreu, Story, Gonzalez. Romy's got a career-high 8-game hit streak. He's got an RBI in 8 straight. Myers hitting 8th, and Raffaello, who's been really hot, he's hitting 9th. You're gonna get Bregman back, and Yoshida's not playing. And I warn people about there's gonna be a lot of stuff on social media, like with trades and all that. Breslow and Cora are not gonna show their hand to people. Like Cora's saying, "We'll just play everybody." You don't know if that's really what they can't tell people, "Hey, yeah, this is a problem." No. And I'm not saying that Yoshida is working out at first base just for show, but maybe it is. "Hey, we're good. We're good." You notice how these things get thrown out? "Oh, we'll just have Rafaela play second. That way we get when Bregman comes back, that way everyone plays." You gotta create mystery when you're an executive and leverage, and the Red Sox, you want to take the calls. You want the incoming calls more than you're making the outgoing. If you're another executive right now, and you look at the Red Sox, and you're saying, "Okay," like a couple days ago, "Yoshida's rehabbing. They're really gonna bring him back? Where's he gonna play?" Boom, he's DHing. They sat Rafaela. Oh, wow. So, is there anyone available, or are they gonna because we like these guys. You gotta think, there's a lot of executives. They like Duran, Rafaela, Abreu. Anthony, I don't think you could ever trade unless you get absolutely blown out of the water like crazy. But you're gonna have executives checking in on those guys, I'm telling you. They've created that now, and it's good to sit back. No, you know what? And executives are gonna go, "Well, you guys can't play all those guys. Come on. Some one Durant's gotta be expendable." No, he's under team control for a couple of years. We're good. We're giving sign of Abreu. Well, we're talking he's a Gold Glover. We're not they now can do a lot of flexibility, and they got that money, but I like the fact that, Cora's not gonna tell everybody that this is a problem. And maybe they will stick with this and just say, "You know what? We feel," and they have devices now that measure players' stamina and if they're getting too tired, if they're not working hard, like all of this. Maybe they have just decided that we are gonna rotate a guy in and out like Machida's not playing tonight, then maybe tomorrow it's Anthony. They're okay with that, right? I mean, who's to say that we're just saying, "Well, these guys gotta play. They can't sit one guy." Well, maybe they will. Maybe they will do that. Maybe that guy will come in late and play 3 innings. "Hey, sweetie, um, you know that, like, things change in the game constantly, and, it's intriguing. I love the mystery of this, but your roster flexibility now, especially when Bregman comes back. And here's the other thing, we don't, of course, wanna say this, but you have to. If someone got hurt and you traded one of these pieces, you're trying to win, you wanna get to the World Series. That's the goal. If you traded someone and just to create space for 3 or 4 guys to play, the 3 outfielders and the DH, if you did that, and then you lost somebody. I just think you do this, you sit back and you see what you get. Very intriguing. There's a lot of stuff out there. I don't realistically think the Red Sox can get Joe Ryan. I think it's I don't know. I know that executives like things to get out there because now if people think the Red Sox are on it, their team's better than the Red Sox right now. They're like, "Well, we live in our land. Would the Yankees be better if they had Joe Ryan? Would the Rays be better? Would the Dodgers? Would all the Cubs, Phillies, all those teams, right? The 6 teams that are in the wild card right now, would they be better? Seattle, I know they have pitching. So what? Add another. Becomes a bidding war. Guy's controllable. He's good. He's young. Don't think you can get him. What think about this too. Red Sox fans maybe at times don't understand this. The last teams you wanna deal with are the teams that are the teams. If you hate the Red Sox, you hate the Yankees, you hate the Dodgers, the Cubs, or whatever. Those traditional teams are what makes the league. If you're the Twins and you're an executive and you're an ownership, you have a responsibility, right? And you trade a guy like that to the Red Sox. I mean, doesn't Joe Ryan change your thoughts of the Red Sox if they had Crochet, Ryan, Bayo, Giolito, and then Dobbins? That's your 5? That changes the whole landscape. So I just don't see it, and I think it costs you a 25-man roster guy, Meyer or Anthony. I don't think that I just think you'd have to give those guys up. And Meyer, I might. I know it sounds nuts, but you're talking about an ace pitcher, an ace. I mean, so we'll see, but there's a lot of the Twins are gonna want pitching back, uh, pitching that's close. You cannot give up a guy like that and lose you've got to win that trade, like, that has to that's how executives lose jobs. And the Twins are in the wild card too, this is the other thing. They're 3 games out, so I don't know why there's so much talk about them. I mean, I know they've said, like, if we get far out of it, but I think this is a smoke and mirrors thing. I've seen the things about Fernando Tatis to Boston that makes 0 sense for the Padres to do. The Padres, if they were to do some mock deals that I'm seeing with the Red Sox, they would have 6 to 7 left-handed hitters in their lineup. They have stated multiple times that they need a right-handed hitting outfielder. They have too many lefties. So I don't know if even Duran makes sense there. The Red Sox might not be a good match. Maybe Eugenio Suarez of the Diamondbacks, but that'd be nuts if they traded within the you never know. They DH'd him, but there is no chance the Padres are giving you they're in a playoff right now. It makes no sense. Regardless of what year Tatis is having, he's still their best player to me. He's a game wrecker still. He's not getting traded. He's on a friendly contract. He has a no trade clause. He's not coming here. That's I would be willing to bet a lot of money on that. A lot. It makes 0 sense to trade one of your right-handed hitters when you only have a few. So a lot of this stuff that's out there is all you know what. It's BS. It's just people putting feelers out. Writers, agents and executives all through the press, get things out there to see, it's a big poker game. But it's fun. I love this time of year, and I'm really looking forward to this 4-game series. I'm a realist. If the Red Sox split this 4-game series, I take it. I know we're starting to live every series like it's the NFL. I look at stretches, and before this 16-game stretch, you could have had 51 and 47 at the All-Star break. How about if you had that during that Giants series coming out of that, and you could foresee that, and someone said, "This is gonna be their record," you'd say, "Absolutely." If you can be 4 games over 500 going into the break, I understand the schedule coming out, but to win 4 against the Rays, listen, it could happen, but I this is a good team, man. They're good, and it's no shame splitting with them. They're a good road team. They're 4 over 500 on the road. That is the best in the AL East. That is the 2nd best record in the American League behind Detroit. There's not many teams in baseball that are over 500 on the road. In fact, in the American League, there's 3. Houston, which is an unbelievable story, Detroit, and Tampa. 3 teams. There's only 7 in, the American League over 500. I would take a split, and, I think Bueller's in a tough spot. I think they're trying to grind this out with him, but if it gets worse, uh, I don't think he's gonna be around, to be honest. I mean, he's got 1 year. I mean, I could just see them DFAing him, maybe. We'll see. He's a veteran, but he has a stretch here. I did this today, and I can, going back to 22, um, he has a 9 and 15 with a 5.74 ERA in his last 37 starts. That is a huge sample size. It's going back to 22. Now you get Dobbins back tomorrow. The reason it's TBD, the Red Sox haven't announced it, is because they have to make a roster. So he's not on the roster yet, and we'll see. I don't know if Houck is ready to come back. I don't know if Kyle Harrison is ready to be in rotation, but I don't know if Bueller will survive all of this if he doesn't pitch better. He was a little bit better against the Nationals, um, but he's just had no command. No walks last time out, good stuff, and that was a good lineup. I thought he faced some good hitters. I mean, Woods, Abrams, there's some good players, but we'll see. Red Sox really got lucky with this because he wanted a one-year deal. They were willing to go more than one. That would have not been good. So we're on Twitch behind the mic if you wanna follow me on Twitch, and then, you're in the talk. Alright, we get Dewey Cox. Great movie, by the way. That's a great TikTok handle. Right, that movie, John C. Reilly, right? It's about that's isn't Dewey Cox the name of it? Walk Hard, yeah. Great movie. Oh my god. Jenna Fisher, Kristen Wiig, Tim Meadows, John C. Reilly is a good one. Alright, we'll stay on for a couple more minutes here, and then we'll call it a night. Alex Cora is unsure about when Houck will be ready, um, and they have not discussed him being a reliever, which I think could be a good thing. I mean, I've said this, you could always put Houck and Richard Fitts maybe in the bullpen. We'll see. Alex Bregman's return is officially Bregman's return is officially imminent. Guest here is active Friday, plays both Friday and Sunday. Okay. I know Yoshida's only a DH, but he hasn't played in so long, and usually you get a day off after, body feels weird when you play in a big league game, and he's running the bases, doing all that stuff the first time, so they're being careful. He missed 3 hits last night, he hasn't played in forever. I mean, that was pretty cool. Yeah, Nessa, all eyes on Bueller couldn't yeah, I know. It's really it's command. I mean, you hear like, Lou and Will are great, and the reason they bring up the velocity a lot is because if that was an issue, then there's probably something else going on with him. He's still throwing 96, 97, like, all his pitch velocities are what he is. He cannot it's probably mechanical, but, I don't know. He lowered his arm slot a little bit to try to get better command. So, this is a tough thing with guys. If they lose that, that's a hard thing to right the ship, and we'll see if we can get better at that. But yeah, I hear you. And essentially, he's your 5th starter, though, so, like, your 5th starter I remember Ben Cherington saying this because Red Sox fans were going crazy about a 5th starter or something, and the league ERA average at the time was like 4.75 for a 5th starter, so, the expectations aren't high. Um, I know we do this with money. Well, we paid him a lot of money. No, I know. Um, but you got guys, on your team that aren't making a lot of money that are performing higher, so I don't really get into all that, like, people are doing this with Yoshida about the contract. Okay, but Roman Anthony is costing you 770,000 right now, and Duran's not costing you a lot of money. Toro's costing you league minimum. Narvaez is league minimum. Abreu's not making any money. Story's making money. Gonzalez, Meyer, Rafael is but so who cares if you have one contract that's maybe not good? I look at everything in a vacuum, like, I mean, bargain you're getting like, Anthony could be a $25 million player. He's making 770,000. I know it's a lot, but Anthony essentially replaced Devers. Your production really hasn't gone down. You're talking 35 million a year to 770,000. That's why I'm not hung up on spending as much as other people. Like, people want the Red Sox to spend to the max, but I think that sometimes doesn't work. What the Dodgers are doing is completely different, and I've said this many times. The Dodgers have got a commitment from Spectrum that is insane. They get, I think, 650 million a year from them, so they have to spend it. That was kind of the deal. The Dodgers didn't spend, then they get this deal from Spectrum, and then they're spending because they have to spend it. So they don't care because it's covered. If that goes away, they're not spending that, trust me. So we confuse being smart by spending. Yeah, Cohen of the Mets, that's great. He's a fan. Are some of his moves smart? I don't think so. I don't think giving Juan Soto whatever he wanted is a smart baseball move. That's just a fan with money. Now, it could work out. They're making money off him, but that's not, what my point is that I mean, all of us, we could all do that. Knowing when to call up Roman Anthony, trading for Wilyer Abreu, those are smart baseball moves. What the Astros do, they do smart things, but, like, just dropping cash doesn't solve anything. It's also being smart, spending smart, you know? Think about some of the contracts the Red Sox have given out. They've not worked, and they're lucky. They've gotten bailed out. The Dodgers and Giants, man. All right, we're at a half hour, so that will do it.